No.
Well, I was going to say, speaking of pubes, I was going to say, so he's got my crotch on his chin. What's that about?
Hello, and welcome to the podcast. My name is Patrick, and I'll be your chief flight attendant today. We'll begin the show in a few minutes, but first I'd like to acquaint you with some important safety information. 3 Sheets to the Mouse may contain language and subject matters that aren't suitable for smaller aviators, so listener discretion is advised. When the intro music begins, please take a seat and partake of any carry-on items. This includes bottles, flasks, cans, fine cigars, and skin mags. Okay, let's review. That is, F-bombs, earmuffs, get drunk, smoke 'em if you got 'em, and send nudes. Anything else? Oh yeah, enjoy the show.
I know it sounds sorted, but you'll be rewarded when at last I am given my dues. And injustice deliciously squared, be prepared.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 139 of 3 Sheets to the Mouse. We're basically a drinking podcast with a Disney problem, and we're here to talk about Disney food, Disney booze, and maybe some Disney parks in between. Joining me tonight are 3 guys that would fart in your death bucket. Tim?
Just don't make me use the piss bag.
Adam?
As long as the windows are open, I don't think that would be too much of a problem.
We have a special guest. We have Chuck Olds. Chuck, would you fart in a death bucket?
If nobody sees me do it.
But will they hear you? Because I don't know if you can actually see a fart so much.
Well, if you see a fart, then you gambled and lost.
Yeah, he may have a stance he gets
I have to
into
get
where
very
you kind of
comfortable to do that.
you kind of
the little
hunker
leg
a little
lift.
bit so the cheeks spread open. That way you don't get the
Well, I guess it also depends on if you ate in Mexico before you got on the death bucket. Because, things would get a little spicy then.
Yeah, I think that actually makes them a chorizo bucket.
Oh. Or a naked chalupa.
It's you know what it is. It's a stuffed
The naked
jalapeno
chalupa
popper.
comes out the other end, doesn't it?
Yeah, the top end is where the naked chalupa comes out.
I thought the naked chalupa comes out of whichever end it wants to.
And I'm Mikey, and tonight we're going to get a little cast membery with our new friend here, our special guest Chuck. But first, I want to know what everybody's drinking. So, Adam, what's in your wallet?
Well, I just came back from visiting Mikey, and I picked up something I never saw before. It's Broken Barrel whiskey, and it's the cask of Amontillado.
What the?
It's from... It's actually finished in the Amontillado cask staves. It's 110 proof, so I can't drink too much of this tonight. I just realized how strong this was. It's really tasty. I remember having a sample of it. I remember having the sample. I just didn't remember what it tastes like because that was the night we went out to, what was that place?
Uncorked.
Yes, which was pretty awesome.
That's really nice.
You're going to have to scream.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. That is a really nice place to go.
Yes, it was a lot of
I'm
fun.
getting
The
new
food
to
was
this.
awesome. The drinks were good, and the company was even better.
Oh, yeah, because it's great when you go places and people know your names.
Oh,
I'm just
you
gonna
mean like
say that.
every place in Arkansas, right, Mikey?
Right, everybody in Arkansas knows each other. I know this guy.
Well, you don't know the rest of that is that every time we went somewhere, Mikey knew someone, except for one place.
I'd like to phrase that as someone knew Mikey.
No, because you held full conversations with them.
Right, but I didn't say, oh, hey, they screamed at me. It's like, Mikey, or wasn't Hunt. So, they knew me, which makes me important.
You're an Arkansas celebrity.
You know what? One might say that I'm famous and I have fans.
Infamous, it means something different.
Well, perhaps. So, yeah, you're having the onomatopoeia bourbon?
No. Know, it's the Poe story. Edgar Allan Poe, you know him, right? The poet. Wrote The Raven, Nevermore. Kind of fitting for October.
No, I'm familiar with Poe and the Raven, but the word you said I don't understand.
Well, I don't pronounce words properly, you all know that. But it's a story of when the guy takes the other guy down to the basement in the wine cellar and he ends up walling him in.
Perhaps I've never read that particular story by Poe.
I'm pretty sure it was Edgar Allan Poe. Now you're making me fun.
I don't think I've read that and Poe, and I'm pretty good
With Poe.
with Poe.
What Tim, what are you drinking? Poe boy.
Well, Adam also brought back a beer from Country Monks Brewing. It's a pale ale, pretty good. Comes in a cool can where it doesn't have the normal little pull tab. The whole top pulls off. That's pretty neat.
That's great for drinking out of, man. You
You
can
could chug the shit out of this. very
you
easily.
sure as shit can. You can just take the top off and give her hell. Like
I'm not a
prom
chocolate
night.
diet, so I poured it into a glass.
Well,
I can't. No, you're gonna let it get away with that saying that word, and I can't say that. No, that's not right.
well, I know what a troglodyte is. It's one of them little bitty fucking crab-looking things from Jurassic Park.
No, it's not.
I know that's a trilobite, and they weren't in the book, the movie, or the franchise in any way, shape, or form.
just a
However,
fucking-
troglodyte was in Jurassic Park too because Ian Malcolm's child used it, and he said that's good word usage.
Well, it's just somebody who, like a hermit, like somebody who just lives in a cave.
Like a crab. I was right.
What about the coconut crowd? They don't live in caves.
They live in coconuts. I don't know. I was guessing. I was just going by what you had thrown in there. I mean, that does. I guess in hindsight that wouldn't work because horseshoe crabs do not live in horseshoes. But that'd be fucking cool if they did.
No, but they were fucking ugly as hell.
And they stink when they die. Ooh, do they stink when they die?
They're more horse hoof crabs if you think about it.
The shape of them, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Huh? Stupid science. Stupid Judy.
Stupid energy.
Chuck, what are you drinking?
Let's see. I've got a Rocktown bourbon. That's a 4-grain sour mash.
And that is distilled here in Arkansas. Yeah.
Yes, it is in Little Rock.
Fantastic. I noticed you gussied it up with a soda.
Yes, it's about 90 proof, and I don't know if I can do that much.
Well, you got to drive home.
Yes, I do.
Through my little town, and nobody likes to drive through this town when they're sober, let alone after
I think I saw at least 4 cops.
well, trust me, all the cops know me, so I can tell you that.
Oh, like, wait, somebody doesn't know that knows Mikey? Wait, no.
Yeah,
Wait, this is my surprise phase.
looks like several other faces. It looks like you're farting a gondola face, to be honest with you.
No, that would be.
You're just, it's really
You know,
concentrating.
those seats are slatted for a reason.
That's right.
Just saying.
They yanked him right off the train because some lady rubbed her scab all over.
Oh, come on, let's not talk about that again, please.
But are the floors of the gondolas open? Like, are they vented like a birdcage? Can you just
Oh
like?
yeah, there's a good idea.
No,
Out
Tim,
the bottom?
they've got newspaper lining them. and on one of the little uprights, they've got a little bitty piece of sandpaper you can rub your nose on.
And a little mirror so you can watch yourself too.
Yes, there's a mirror, and if you open up the emergency package, there's a little bitty water bottle that you got to peck the bottom of to get a little bit out of. You got to move the
With
bottle.
a little donut shaped bird seat.
Can we take a second to talk about how many water bottles are on that thing?
We can take a second and talk
All right.
about it because I have no idea.
From what I understand, each cabin seats 6?
6 to 8.
6
I
to
thought.
8, or, well, I think 6 comfortably, 8 if you're sitting on each other's lap.
Or if like 4 of them are
Yeah.
kids.
I want to say there are only 4 water bottles.
So it's a fight for the death. Whoever gets a water bottle.
It's Hunger Games.
It's Thunderdome.
Or if you get it early enough, then you can pour half a water bottle into somebody's pee bag, and they can drink out of the pee bag before they have to use it.
But how often are they really going to replace those water bottles? Like if they're not used? I mean,
Not very.
Water-
And aren't they like mini bottles, like little baby chubbies?
Yeah, they're not the full-size ones.
Yeah.
but I mean they do have shelf lives. You know,
It's
bottled water has
water.
a shelf life. But the plastic leaches into the water after a certain amount of time. They have shelf lives.
Yeah, but if you're stuck in there for 23 minutes,
I'm going to chug me a water.
And then you're going to pee all
I
over
just-
everybody when you have to pee in 10.
I cannot wait for the first article to come out where someone had to actually use one of those evacuation bags.
Oh, it's coming.
I can't wait for people to just say they're just riding the gondola and they get free water.
Yep.
Which raises another question. Are there cameras in them? I don't see how there could be because they got a lot of cars to try to wirelessly
I don't
hook
think,
up.
yeah, but they would all have to be wireless, and I don't think they could do that many cars wirelessly.
Why? They have
cameras.
speakers in them, and they have a communication device in them.
Yeah, that's.
It could be
I don't know.
closed-circuit Wi-Fi.
It just
they-
makes me wonder
It could be a low voltage power signal through the actual cable itself.
No.
if it's just 2 people in there. I mean, what kind of security is involved to stop something bad from happening to one of the individuals?
Why does it?
Or
Why does it have to be something bad? Why can't it be
well,
something?
that's what I
good?
was going to say. What if someone decides to have some balcony? If this,
This gondola's a rocking?
yeah, if this bucket's rocking, don't come a knocking.
It is the state of Florida, unfortunately.
Yeah, so it may not actually be a human that.
Oh,
So tonight,
God. Oh, God.
Well, I think that's why they put the mirrored windows on there so that people can't look in, you know. What can't be seen can't be proven.
Well, that's why it's only like probably from shoulder height up anyway, those windows.
okay, as I teased earlier, tonight we're going to do a little Q&A with
Mikey, did you
Chuck.
talk about what you were drinking?
No. Filling the shoes nicely, aren't I?
See, and now you're skipping yourself, and that's all I'm going to say about it.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to draw attention.
He's
That's
just so
right.
used to being skipped that, you know.
That it's my default mode. It's like I'm playing Uno. Talk.
What are you drinking, Mikey?
I am. I'm having some of the Ardbeg drum that was brought to me by Adam, and I'm going to go ahead and throw Tim in here as because it's a package deal. So yeah, I can't get it down here, and Adam can vouch that our liquor store has a lot of shit. It just doesn't have the good shit.
No, it had some pretty decent shit.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it doesn't have like the things that you guys get your hands on.
all my stuff the good stuff that I actually get my hands on, I actually have to order and get it
order
shipped to the store.
Well, there you go. They don't do ordering
Oh,
down
okay.
here. It's you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. It's fucking preschool rules in the liquor stores in Arkansas. So yes, I'm having the Ardbeg drum because Adam knows I love me some Ardbeg, and I'm really enjoying the rum cask finish on it. The Caribbean.
That is the only Ardbeg that I can actually drink.
Yeah, well, and you know what? Adam had a smoky scotch while he was down here. That was pretty good.
It was
I
good.
liked.
I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, the
'cause
Bowmore.
yes,
Is briny.
because it wasn't overly
We had
smoky.
Bowmore.
No, I just didn't remember what it was. But it wasn't overly smoky because the briny kind of cut it a little bit.
Yes, more seawater, less bingo parlor.
It's kind of Ardbeg meets Jefferson Ocean.
Yeah, not as briny as Jefferson Ocean, though.
I love me some Jefferson Ocean.
Yeah, they had some of that for samples down here. We kind of drank around the world
Pretty much.
in the liquor store.
It's bad.
I had a flight. I just said, "Ooh, what are these
Flight
three?
at the
Can I just have a flight?" And he gave me samples of all three, poured out in my little communion cups. I was looking for crackers, but
Well, we did try
Apparently
the one thing that we didn't like, the gingerbread.
I didn't have any of that because, I mean,
So
I
they
don't
didn't have
need.
they didn't have
I
a
don't.
charcuterie?
I don't need the tears of my people. So as I've teased multiple times now, tonight we're gonna do Q&A with a cast member, Chuck Olds. He's a newish sheeter, but he's been a guy that I've known for some time here. We used to work together in our previous retail days. We're having him on so we can kind of pick his brain a little bit and get some facts, see if we can't dispel some myths about working in Disney and what goes on behind closed utilidors.
Boom.
So yeah, that worked pretty well.
What happens in the utilidors stays in the utilidors, Mikey.
Yeah.
That is actually correct.
It stays on the floors. I'm sure they. So Chuck, go ahead, tell us a little bit about you. So tell the listeners about you.
Let's see. Born and raised in the state of Florida. So basically, I'm a very native and rare and endangered species of Floridians. Not too many are actually born there. Mostly are implants or second generation. I started working when I was 17 in 2004 at Disney's Cast Connection. And then I moved over to Disney's Hollywood Studios in... I have this written down.
He's got notes.
I have to write this down because my memory is fantastic.
You want me to
Join the
pull up
club.
your LinkedIn profile real quick?
Oh, that would be great.
Can you do that on the computer?
That'd be so much faster. Oh, wait. No, I remember. 2009. I'm sorry. I moved to Hollywood Studios. And then I left in 2013.
And basically, your whole family works or worked.
Works. Some still do work. My parents no longer work. My father actually just retired this past August.
Did he get a cool pin?
He got a clock, and I believe he got his. I think that's it.
Just a clock?
It's a very nice clock.
Does it look like Cogsworth?
No.
Is it Disney themed though?
It is very Disney themed.
Awesome.
Okay. Well, not everything's an IP, I guess. Okay.
It's about 46 and a half years of
Wow.
Disney magic he served.
Wow.
What kind of positions did he hold?
He was in food and beverage,
Okay.
in receiving. So,
He was receiving.
yes.
Okay, so he was just
All
kind
the
of
food ordering for some of the resorts and parks. He opened Epcot.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice.
So,
God, that's got to be a nightmare trying to coordinate food shipments for that place, especially during festivals.
and the chefs.
Oh, he must
The
have some
chefs-
good stories.
Oh, he could write a book. My parents can write books about it, but it'd still be considered classified.
Oh, fair enough.
Why is there so much mystery surrounding having worked for Disney? Do they just not want their secrets and magic to get out because they're afraid people will think that they're human?
I would believe so, but it's also just they want to hold on to it, so it's also, it's their original. They don't want to share it, and then everyone else can manufacture it.
So now, are there's like a non-disclosure agreement that y'all have to sign, like when you start working and then after you leave?
No, not necessarily.
Okay,
Not that I can at least remember. So
fair enough.
I started when I was about 17. So
Fair enough.
Yeah, you got in there as a minor.
Yeah, so I think you're the first cast member I've met that has not been, like, they didn't start as a college program.
no, my wife actually started as a college program, and that's how we met.
Okay.
So
Very cool. So now, you said your mom also worked for the company. What was her position?
she was also in merchandising, but it was more in the actual merchandise product and the new, I would say, just new product coming out throughout the seasons. So
Oh, awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like a seasonal, whenever they would change.
yes,
She kinda-
and getting ready for like new movie merchandise coming out. So.
Okay, so did she like set up or head up where people would have to reset the shelves? Was that kind of her thing?
No.
Or, oh. So
No,
what
just
did she do?
Mostly like placing orders.
Okay,
to
okay.
to
So
make
more
sure-
like
making sure
backstage.
everyone
Yeah, yeah.
get it.
She was also in
Oh yeah,
the
she was definitely
logistics
backstage.
of it.
Originally, when she started, she was Magic Kingdom. So, but she eventually worked her way backstage. So
So she was purchasing.
yes,
Pretty much.
purchasing and designing in a way.
Oh, that's really cool. So now, how many other family members actually worked for Disney?
Oh, let me count. I would say at least 3 aunts and 2 uncles at the time.
wow.
All on my mother's side.
Okay, very cool. So now you said you met your wife in Disney. So how'd you all meet and what did she do?
She was at the time with the Disney College program. She was a character attendant,
Okay.
and we actually met when I was working at Cast Connection at the time, and we started going out. And then she eventually extended her program, and then moved down to Florida. So
You made an impression, is what you're saying.
yes,
I also would like to point out the fact that he said they were going out.
She made a cast connection.
Wow.
oh, I like that.
Sorry, the dad joke was there. I had to do it. It was just
My
right for the
goodness.
picking.
Well, now you obviously have moved on and from Disney, but you still kind of sticking to the whole backstage type thing of what you're doing right now. You're peddling booze.
Yes,
Kind of.
No, not anymore. We stopped peddling booze. I wish we still peddled booze, but it's mostly just your normal convenience store supplies and merchandise.
Oh man, that sucks about the booze.
Yeah, I wish.
I
we
heard
still had the
something
booze.
different. Your accent is funny.
Mine or his?
Both.
Fair.
Thank you.
Would you go back and work for Disney again?
Yes,
Currently, even with all the business happening down there.
yes.
Okay.
What would be your ultimate, like, if you could choose any job in Disney, either front of house or back of house? What?
Front of house.
Okay, what would you do then?
I'd still go back to merchandise.
Why is that?
It was my more guest interaction
Okay.
and getting to know the product more, because just knowing what people want and knowing where it is and just making them excited and more happy about it is what the thrill I get out of it.
You're 100% right, because we had a situation where I was looking for a particular shirt, and this one cast member went out of her way, made phone calls, found my shirt, found the size, and it made my day.
It was the farewell Main Street Electrical Parade shirt, and she actually found it in a different store on Main Street, and she went to go get it.
Oh, yeah. I used to do that all the time. That was my favorite thing to do. And just to see that smile and just the light come out of that person that wanted it, it make your day. Even if you're having like the worst day ever, you can have like some guests that were kind of rude to you, but you get that one guest that was just, you made their day, and it, even as the littlest thing, it really just, it put that pixie dust
Definitely
back into your spirit.
In a sea of Karens, be the Susan.
Yes, please be the Susan. I'm tired of you, Karen.
We're all
There are
tired
a lot of
Karen.
Karens in Disney World right now.
Oh, yeah. There's even more Karens when they're having their cheerleader meets.
Oh, God.
Oh, those were the worst, those 5-finger discount girls.
Oh, yeah, because Mom didn't give me any spending money. But damn it, I want this.
So I'm going to ask this question, probably even though I shouldn't. Who is the worst? Was it like the cheerleaders? What was the worst group to have come down?
I'm pretty sure I'm going to get an agreement from all other cast members when I say this. Brazilians.
Okay.
Well, there goes my question. That's on my list.
Sorry.
Well, you're going to get the same answer from us, and we're not cast members either.
Yes.
As guests, they're the
I
worst
heard
group.
that all the time. Just how horrid and rude, and just it would. Oh, it is there. Yes, it is on your list.
It's
Oh my
on
God.
Brazilian tour group.
Wait, what number is that?
I'm going to go and mark it off.
Beware the yellow flag.
Yellow flag. Oh, okay, I've got a fun story with that.
Oh, please do tell. We love
Am
fun
I-
stories.
And I'll give the credit to my wife for this. At the
Why
time,
would you do that? Does she listen?
no, she doesn't. But I'm gonna
Okay.
do it anyway because
She'll listen because her husband is on. Oh, no, probably not. But it was worth a shot. Anyway.
at the time she moved over to Lights and Motors Action at Studios, so we can both be at the same park. And we all know it holds about 5,000 people in that gigantic amphitheater that it is. And at the time, there was probably about maybe 5 or 6 Brazilian tour groups. And since they're all separated, they're all wearing their different colors, all their different backpacks and flags. And somebody working with her said it looked like somebody dropped a bag of Skittles because how scattered they were with all the colors. So I picked that up and I took it with me, and I told all of my other cast members at the time, I said, okay, anytime we see a group come in, we're going to register them as code Skittles. And whatever color it is, we will call each store and let them know code Skittles green 300. There's 300 of them coming.
Oh, no.
Oh, jeez.
So they can get ready to either stock the shelves or just
Lock the doors.
I wish. You can't do that.
No, you can't lock
I know, I
the door.
can't. I can't.
Unless there are certain emergency protocols, but other than that, we can't really do it.
And, I mean, Main Street's just one big store anyway. I guess it's
Yeah.
two because there's two sides to the
Yeah,
street.
pretty
but-
much.
Well, the other side is kind of broken up in the middle, but the Emporium side, you can go straight from one end to Casey's.
When it's raining, you sure as hell can.
I go through
yeah.
there anytime.
Yeah, just for their free air conditioning.
Yeah.
No, beat the traffic.
Not so much anymore. People have caught on to that.
Well, if there's a parade, that's a pretty solid egress if you're leaving.
Unless you're like me, who catches the parade when I'm trying to run out of the place to try to get to Trader Sam's to get a mug.
Or if you're trying to go across the street because it's hot as shit and Festival of Fantasy shows up and you're standing with your back to Splash Mountain just baking because you're about 5 feet from any shade and you're just waiting and waiting and waiting for that damn dragon to pass so you can drag your lifeless children. It gets hot right there, I'm just saying.
Well, if you're by Splash Mountain, you're more than 5 feet away from any shade. There's no shade over by
Yeah,
Splash
I know. But I'm just gonna say we got umbrellas in Toy Story Land, so your move, Disney. They got umbrellas. I leaned on one. Don't do that. They flop.
They can't.
Yeah, they're not secure. No.
Well, the other problem is with the umbrellas is that it takes up space for people trying to watch the parade. So some people
And
just
those
don't
are an
care.
actual afterthought.
Those are Karens. They're all Karens.
Plus, when you watch the parade by Pecos Bill, so you can be underneath the awning.
Now you said you were also in Hollywood Studios.
Yes.
Did you? I guess you probably got a chance to catch the Osborne lights once or twice.
Yes, the Osborne Lights was probably one of my favorites. That, and at the time, was Star Wars Weekend.
Oh, Star Wars Weekends.
Oh,
I miss
yeah.
Star
was
Wars
Star Wars
Weekends.
weekends.
Best, because where I was positioned at, we were as Mickey's of Hollywood, which is on the left side of the street, or as the technical term for it was left block. So all the stores on the left side of the street were all connected. So we all rotate between Mickey's of Hollywood, Keystone, and we'd have at the time when the hat was up there, that lovely sorcerer's hat with.
I missed the hat.
See, I knew he was going to say it, and nobody else here does, so...
Nope.
It was, I don't really have any problems with it at the time. But we'd have like two other like small merchandise spots around the hat, and then that was about it.
But you got it. I mean, I never got a chance to see the Osborne lights. So were you there at any time when they were putting them up? Have you ever seen the installation process to see how crazy? Or is that literally
sometimes
an overnight
yes,
thing?
I would. If I was walking back that direction, most of the time I wouldn't have to be walking back there unless I was walking with my wife at the time, going to Lights Motors Action. But the fun thing, most people probably know this. At the time, looking at the lights was trying to find the black cat.
Yep.
Yes, that was always the thing, because every year they put it in a different spot.
And that was the fun part about watching them try to put up the lights, is trying to figure out where they put that cat. So, and also finding the Razorback.
Yes. Well, I mean, did you have plans on living in Arkansas at the time?
Not at the time, no.
Yeah. No one
So
ever
I
plans
have
live
to
in
ask,
Arkansas.
what brought you to Arkansas?
My wife.
What brought your wife to Arkansas? Is that where she's originally from?
Yes, she's from
Okay.
the Fort Smith area originally.
I was going to say a vagina.
You see, and this is why your wife can't listen to the show. Ladies and gentlemen, Mikey.
Well, unless you know where she works now, so
I've never met your wife.
she works in law enforcement. So
Then Mikey probably knows her. It's fine.
Or she probably knows me.
I can find your record real fast.
I'll tell you right now, it's like most things of mine, it's short. Just saying.
It's probably short.
Not non-existent. It's just that there's not a whole lot there.
So now you mentioned Star Wars and the Star Wars. So you had prime spots for like the Star Wars motorcade and all that, right?
Yes, and the best part for that is our break room was the green room for all the celebrities.
Get out.
Oh,
No,
wow.
seriously. So at one point, we couldn't go into our break room before the parade because they used it as the green room
Well, that sucked.
for them. And we wouldn't mind, really, honestly. Because we'd stand back in our little shed, well, covered shed, really, and just watch them go by. And it was just amazing seeing Billy G. Williams and, jeez, I'm drawing a blank. I don't know
You're
why.
losing your nerd cred real quick.
I don't have any nerd cred. I'm sorry.
Wait, you worked at Disney for how many years and you're trying to say you don't have any nerd cred?
I know. I'm sorry. I'm really I'm doing a horrible job for other cast members. I apologize.
You're fine.
Mark Hamill,
No Mark Hamill.
What's the Ewok?
Harrison Ford,
No Harrison Ford.
Wicket,
Yes.
Willow.
He's
Yes.
at everything.
He is.
Yeah, we've seen it with him.
He has the longest and shortest movie career, I think, of anybody.
Pun intended?
Yeah, I don't know where that was going.
And I also know his name. I can't think of it. And I'm going to leave all this in so cheaters everywhere
Will be
can just scream
screaming
at
at
their
their radio.
his name.
Well-
Because I do know it. But
We're gonna get a whole bunch of nasty messages
I'm
when
sorry.
we post this. No, it's not your fault because I can't think of his name.
No, I'm
either.
apologizing
Mark
to the
Davis.
others.
Warwick. Yes. Like Dion, but
Chewbacca.
Chewbacca. He just.
And I want to say
died.
we also saw Daniel Logan there, who played Boba
Yes,
Fett.
I've seen Daniel Logan.
Weren't we there? Wasn't the guy Darth Maul there too when we were there?
Yes, the actor
Every
who played Darth
year he
Maul
would be
was
there, yes.
too. I don't remember his name.
I saw George Lucas from at least 100 yards away when they reopened Star Tours.
Oh, so you were there for the reopening of that?
I got there. I purposely asked if I can come in early that day. I wasn't supposed to, but I asked, can I come in early, please, 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 please? No, we don't have any open, please. Fine.
That's pretty awesome.
Just to see George Lucas. And then I was like, okay, I'm good.
and he was probably wearing like just a button-down shirt and jeans.
Because he has no nerd cred that he went
What else
into
was he
work
wearing?
early just to not even really
Just to
talk or meet him, but just to see him. That's not nerd
Yeah,
cred at
just
all.
to say, I can see him. Are you sure that's him? That's the only one wearing that outfit. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that is the man responsible
that
for the
hairdo.
Jar Jar. So what's your stance on the prequels, Chuck?
This is where you make friends or lose friends. We won't tell you which one it is.
Can we get back to that? Because I feel like I'm going to just get Facebook hated so quickly.
Actually, it's a polarizing question because it's pretty divisive on how people feel about it.
I would say I have enjoyed them, but I have to rewatch it again just to get the full gist.
But do you have to watch the...
Wait, was that kind of a cop-out answer?
I mean, it absolutely was. I mean, yeah. I think at some point everybody enjoyed something about one of the prequels.
To put my thumb on one thing, I don't know.
So did you like them?
Yes.
Okay. Which
Do
was
you think they were necessary?
I plead the fifth.
You can't plead the fifth. That's not how this game works.
Yeah. Welcome to the podcast where the rules are made up and
I
the points
thought this
don't
was
matter.
Congress. I know nothing about the Clintons.
Oh, no, this is not the Congress.
Thank God.
There's no
It's
pleading.
not the Senate.
All right. So which was your favorite one? Which was your favorite Star Wars movie then?
4, 5, 6. I'd say 4.
Okay.
4 is still my ultimate favorite.
A New Hope.
Yes.
Okay. So what order do you watch them in?
4, 5, 6,
Yeah, okay.
7, 8, 9, and then 3, 2, 1. I can't do Phantom Menace. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. So
Is it the Jar Jar?
Yes.
I think.
Man.
Uh-oh.
There's gonna be some hating.
Mikey just might kick you out of the studio now.
That's not. Okay,
No,
I'm leaving
no.
back.
I understand the Jar Jar. No one understands
Wait,
the
it
Jar Jar
wasn't the
hate near.
Half hour of pod racing.
That was my favorite.
I enjoyed that. That
Because
was one of the best.
I got a kick. The reason I enjoyed pod racing was because
It's not a Star
going
Wars
to
movie.
Chuck E. Cheese and playing the pod racing arcade game. I loved having the two thrusters and working them like that, and that's why I loved the pod
It
racing.
did not
part.
belong in a Star Wars movie.
Are you kidding me? Why wouldn't it?
All of a sudden, we're just going to create this race that nobody knew anything about ever.
I feel like it helped establish a little bit of the backstory of the Hutts being gamblers and stuff like that.
It wasn't announced that he was a gambler.
But
and
it shows it. Like, what was he gambling on? They didn't have
Everything.
horses, apparently. Listen, let me have my pod racing. Adam,
No.
okay?
it was way too
You
long.
can have
That
the
scene
high
went on
ground.
way
Just
too
give me
long.
the pod racing.
I can have my what?
The high ground.
I liked the pod racing. I didn't think it needed to be that big of a storyline for that movie.
It
Just like
it went
Jar
absolutely
Jar didn't
nowhere.
be that big of a storyline for that movie.
It establishes how Qui-Gon Jinn ended up with Anakin because he won him in a wager with Watto.
Hey, this is the first time we've gotten sidetracked on Star Wars in a long time.
It's been a hot minute.
I know, but we're having somewhat of a discussion about it. It's not just this is devolved from a cast member interview to a no. Hang on, man. Fucking, I liked the pod racing, and here's why. And here's why it needed to be in a movie.
But it was
That movie.
it took place in sand, and he doesn't like sand. It gets everything.
Maybe that's why he doesn't like sand
Maybe
now.
that's
because
why. You know,
He
got all
liked
over his
pod
pod
racing.
He does, but the problem is the intake picks up all that sand whenever you're flying by, and it gets everywhere. That's why he had to wear them big
when
ass
Sebulba
goggles.
tried to kill him.
You know what? I would actually, I would not hate a Sebulba backstory.
Why? Why would we need that?
He was like one of the
Wait,
top
he
3
does have a
polarizing
backstory.
characters. Does he?
If you watch the
I didn't.
one of the animated series, they gave him a bit more to do. Yeah.
Never watched any of. I've never seen a single animated episode, man. Not one.
The animated series was better than episode 1, 2.
Is that the series that makes everybody go crazy over Ashley Eckstein?
I don't know.
Apparently
Fuck,
not.
Ashley Eckstein.
I don't know who that is.
She's a character from the Star Wars animated series that everybody goes to meet when they
Which
go to a
one,
Comic
though?
Con.
There's 3 different ones.
There's a few different female characters.
She's the only one named Ashley Eckstein, guaranteed.
Is that her, the actress's name or the character's name?
That's the
No, it's the
that's
actress.
Actresses mean nothing to me. You know that. If you
Well.
tell me the character's name, I will be able to help you.
I can't.
But then you,
She's in Rebels.
she is who's she in Rebels?
She's probably got funky
Ahsoka.
hair.
See, Ahsoka. Yeah, Ahsoka is a bad bitch.
Well,
I love Ahsoka.
then there you go. I don't know. I don't.
And the Clone Wars.
She's in the Clone Wars too, yes, because we all thought she was... Okay, I can't say too much because nobody watches it except for me. So...
Speaking of nerd cred,
Yes.
I guess I just need to go binge watch some animated series.
Yeah, I would definitely... I mean, some of the episodes are really childish, but then there are some of them that's like, oh.
I got one for you. I remember absolutely nothing of episodes 5 and 6.
What?
How do you not remember
Those are
anything?
the only ones that really matter. I
Because
watch
whenever
4,
I
5,
sit-
6, 7, 8, and I can fuck off with 1, 2, and 3.
Whenever I sit down and watch Star Wars, and I'm like, I'm going to watch Star Wars today, I get through episode 1 and stop.
Well, that's because you're starting with the worst movie.
Well, okay, I'm sorry. I mean episode 4.
Oh,
I'm sorry. That's my episode 1.
fair enough.
I get through A New Hope, and I never get deep enough into the rest because something else has happened, and I never pick up where I left off.
Okay, but you're...
I just
you're
always
trying
start
to-
back over
you
again.
do realize you're trying to watch what? 9.5 hours, like 9 to 10 hours worth of movie in one day.
I can sit still like nobody's business.
We've done it. We've done 4, 5, 6, and
Mm-hmm.
then 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, I just...
Usually on
I don't
days
know.
I'm so hangover I can't leave the house.
It's like
but-
I remember bits and pieces, but I couldn't tell you which piece went to which bit. So, whatever. Sue me.
Well,
Now,
if you watch them so many times like I have, and you watch them so many times back to back, you forget where one movie ends and one movie begins. It's all
I
just
agree with
one
that.
giant.
I can tell you
I can
the
tell you
one that
about
I
the
haven't rewatched. The only one I haven't rewatched is 8 so far.
which one was 8?
I've rewatched 8.
When?
It's played on HBO right now.
Oh, I haven't
watched it.
rewatched it.
Yeah, I think you were at work or something. I rewatched it.
He was busy watching Venom.
I don't think I watched Phantom Menace more than once.
I've seen
I've seen it
Phantom
several
Menace
times.
in parts a few times. Like whenever it was on TV, it would just be on in the background.
I was there for opening night with a throng full of sweaty people.
Oh, so were we.
I was also there for opening out of Blair Witch with a throng full of sweaty people.
We were there with we found there was a bunch of basement nerds there all dressed
We
up.
had fun. I like that movie. I don't care what anybody says.
I didn't like Phantom Menace.
I don't
Which,
like it.
oh, Phantom Menace? Okay. But hey,
All right, moving on.
Sorry.
back to Disney Worlds,
What's that? I thought this was a Star Wars podcast.
right? Oh, yeah. I guess it could be, but I'd have to see my way out the back door because I've only really ever watched A New Hope over and over and over, and I love me Jar
And I
Jar, so
guarantee I'm the only nerd who read most of the books in this group.
All right, Chuck, to continue your interview to see if you pass TSA pre-flight.
I'm not getting on.
Cast Connection, I've never been there, but that's where, like, the cheap shit ends up, yeah?
Yes.
What was the best deal you saw there? Like, you know it was worth way more than it was priced.
Let's see. We had going back to Star Wars. We had these baseball jerseys, but they were Star Wars themed. We had Jedi, Boba Fett, and Sith Lord. So they were more around to like New York Yankees, the Mets, and the Padres.
That's awesome.
Nice.
And I still have them in my closet. I've only wore them like maybe one each, but that's it. But I had to have those because being a little bit of being a baseball fan and a Star Wars fan, it was just like, ooh, I gotta get that. I
You're
really
a
gotta
baseball
get that.
fan. Well, you're fired.
Okay, I'm leaving.
He's a guest. You can't fire a guest.
I know it.
I'm gonna go watch the World Series now.
So
Bye.
what was the cast member price for that?
Let's see. At the time, it was probably 75% off the original price.
Okay.
I like
So
Cast
I-
Connection.
Think I
Yeah.
paid $30, and I think it was so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's triple digit item there.
We have a friend who currently works for Disney, and he got us into Cast Connection.
Ooh, they smuggle you in there?
Yes.
Yeah, they smuggle this in.
And
a
I
lot
think
of
I got a
duffel bag.
T-shirt for $5, a Disney T-shirt for $5. One of our friends got a Magic Band. I think that was like $10.
It was cheaper than that. No, it was like $4.
Yeah. And then the best part about Cast Connection that I found out is that you can buy old store fixtures and stuff.
Yes. Yes.
Furniture.
You can get Buzzy on eBay.
Property control. Yeah, those Cast
God.
Connection and property control. They'd have like anytime they do a reset in the resorts, that's where they would send it and then sell it like super cheap. So, and even vehicles.
You let
at
me
the
know
time.
when a gondola shows up.
Or a minivan.
Well, there's some broken ones, so they might show up pretty quick.
There's
right.
one already there. It has no windows in it.
So is this
You have to clean it out yourself.
is
Kinda
this
smells
where
funny.
is this where the Earth went from Illuminations? Is the globe at Cast Connections now?
They literally tore that shit apart the next day. Did you see the pictures?
I did. I did. It was
The
broken
next
down.
day was backstage. They tore it apart. That shit's recycled already. They brought that to the scrapyard.
I cried a little bit.
It was sad.
Yeah, the end of an era.
So, okay, you cried at that. What was your favorite nighttime, or let's just go in general, show at Disney World?
Wishes.
You're one of those guys.
What do you mean one of those guys?
I loved Wishes too.
I mean the majority.
Wishes is way better than what's there now.
I don't hate what's there now, though. I just like Wishes better.
I never saw Wishes.
It's still, if I hear it, it still gets to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So it's just
That I have
It brings back
the
some
shirt that I
Here's the
asked for.
soundtrack. The soundtrack CD, and I play it all the time, right before a trip usually.
I have the shirt that I get, and I get the most comments when I wear that shirt from fellow cast members, from cast members saying, "I was there that night. I can't believe they got rid of that show." To this day, if I wear my Farewell to Wishes shirt, so
oh, that's nice.
it's pretty cool.
I still haven't seen it.
And then I would.
You know,
put
there's this new
Illuminations
thing
as
out, Mikey.
second.
I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called YouTube.
It doesn't do it any justice.
No, it doesn't. But at least you can get the music was a lot.
It depends on where the video was shot from.
True.
Yeah, the music tugs at your heartstrings more than Happily Ever After does.
I agree.
And I think it's the only time you hear a kid singing that's not totally creepy.
Yeah, because when the kids used to sing for Illuminations, that was creepy.
It was.
And now they're singing for the Epcot Forever, and
It's
just
not that
creepy.
bad. I haven't
It's
seen it
creepy.
live yet, so I'll let y'all know in January how creepy that is.
It's because all you can think of are all the little dolls on Small World singing that song.
Coming to
for you.
life, yeah, walking off the ride.
I mean, anymore, Small World is just like Epcot Light located in Magic Kingdom with no alcohol or food. So really, it's nothing like Epcot.
Nope.
Well, it is alcohol if you bring some tea with you.
It's basically the Mormon version of World Showcase. I apologize to our Mormon listener.
I don't think we have very many of those.
I don't think we do.
I don't think they drink either, but I'm not really sure.
They didn't listen for very long.
They don't drink in public. So you had basically free run of the park almost as a cast member there, the parks. Oh, I mean, kind of. I mean,
Like
you could-
almost free access.
Yeah, you could almost go whenever you wanted to,
Yes.
ish.
Well, there were obviously we had certain blackout dates that we couldn't.
Get in for free or anything like
No, that we could either get a guest in on our main gates.
that. Okay.
So, but individually, yes. But I mean, even like say Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, no. I wouldn't. We wouldn't even normally do that. No, because it's a nightmare.
Well, if you had to pick one park to get stuck in overnight,
Oh, please don't give me that nightmare. I've actually done that once.
Wait, what?
I didn't get stuck, but I was there. I was at Magic Kingdom. It was about 3 o'clock, maybe 4 in the morning. My sister was a jewelry vendor at the time, so she had to fill up every little merchandise spot that had their little jewelry stands.
oh my god!
And I
like
just
the
said-
little bitty charms.
Yes,
on the,
yes, it was the exact
Oh,
same
wow.
things. You had to sort them out and then reorganize them. It was.
Jeez.
That's like just counting.
I give her
pieces of
kudos for
elbow
doing
mat.
that because but walking around Magic Kingdom at 4 o'clock in the morning with the music still going and the lights on, and you're the only person walking down Main Street, it's kind of creepy. It's nice and peaceful, but after a while, you just realize, are the animatronics gonna come to life and kill me, or?
Five
What is
Nights at
that?
Freddy's.
What is that?
Yes.
Those videos that, like kind of like a Chuck E. Cheese spinoff where the animatronics come alive
Five
and
Nights
kill
at
people.
Freddy's. That game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember walking in front of the Haunted Mansion, and I clearly smelled cigar smoke, and there was nobody there.
Wasn't that rumor that the cast member George died?
No, that was
Yes. Good night, George.
It was Pirates.
That was Pirates.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
good night,
Pirates.
George.
You
Yeah,
had to
Pirates and
say
Haunted.
good morning, George, and
You
good
had to say
night,
good morning,
George.
George, and good night, George, or the ride would break down.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I've read that.
Yeah.
That is very.
And
Yes,
I-
that is very true. I have heard that, and I would, if I worked there, I would do it.
we yelled
So.
at George when we got stuck on it.
You did?
Yes.
That's what you get.
You-
Be nice to George.
No, but you already
But
made
we've
us
noticed
stop.
that we've stayed at Bay Lake twice, and we've noticed that they don't turn that music off. Like you can wake up at all hours of
No,
the
they
night and
do.
go out. No, that music stays on.
No,
all
it
night
shut
long.
off at 11 or 12. The only reason why we thought it went on all night is because we were running the Disney races and had to go to bed so damn early.
No, I'm not talking about like I'm talking about like just the background music down Main Street. That stuff stays playing.
I never heard it from Bay Lake.
I have.
No, they would probably turn the volume down, but yeah, it would. I think I would remember it playing, but yeah, it's kind of creepy. But I think I would want to be stuck in Hollywood Studios.
Why?
Walking down Sunset Boulevard at night, especially after it just rained, it's just really, really peaceful and just really nice. Just get that ambiance from the 50s and the 40s. It's just and the neon lights. I love the neon lights walking down there.
I think I'd be more afraid there with the background music pumping from Tower of Terror than on Main Street.
I kind of enjoyed it a little bit.
The Sunset Boulevard music playing,
which is not much better because it's that old times like.
I think I'd like to get stuck in Animal Kingdom overnight.
Well, we had
Bull Pucky. No, sir.
No.
Those critters come alive at night, and the noises are going to be everywhere. Once the park people leave.
You're from the country. You should be used to that.
Not the noises those
not those
animals make.
noises. It's
What? Axl Rose is not in fucking Animal Kingdom.
See, I think the
He's as big as an elephant.
park would be Epcot because I can listen to the Epcot music loop all day long.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, but there's nothing really to see.
But it's too large for me to be stuck in at walking around in the middle of the night. But I mean, it's nice.
And Animal Kingdom is little nooks and crannies if you want to take a little nap.
Oh, yeah.
Crawl up into a bush and take a nap.
Yeah,
Nobody would find you for about a week.
Unless you take a nap on the safari.
They still have crocodiles.
Not with the
take a nap
suspension on
underneath the
those
penis
trucks.
plant.
You cannot take a nap.
Adam, they have crocodiles at Splash Mountain now.
They've always had crocodiles at Splash Mountain.
They're alligators.
Whatever.
We're not in Australia. They're alligators.
And they're American alligators, which are very lethargic as compared to traditional crocodiles.
When I lived there, I just go in my backyard and see one.
Oh, fuck that. It's yet another reason why I can't move to Florida.
It's like going to a wedding in South Carolina.
Florida is the Australia of the United States.
Yep. People eat each other's faces there.
Salt bath.
Hey, I haven't done that stuff in a long time, okay? Stop bringing it up.
Those are his college years.
Time and a place for everything.
College, that was high school.
I forget they start their crazy early down in Florida.
Oh, the other fun part I probably would love to bring up would be grad nights. We used to have grad nights.
Ooh, that just sounds.
We heard stories about grad nights.
It was graduation nights for all the senior classes around the high schools in the area, and they have extended hours. Trying to babysit a bunch of high school kids in a theme park is worse than trying to babysit a 2-year-old in your house, blindfolded.
Are you blindfolded, or is the 2-year-old blindfolded?
Yes.
You're blindfolded.
Okay. Yeah, I imagine.
I believe I heard a story of somebody catching a bunch of teenagers in the bathroom smoking weed.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
It wouldn't surprise me, but I
We've
mean,
heard
there's just
stories
the
about
amount
catching
of weed they had on them.
Teenagers having sex on the ride.
No, it wasn't teenagers that we heard about having sex on the ride. That was during Night of Joy.
Oh no, I heard that story too, but I heard of that was our Tooth, Juice, and the Lie thing. But I've heard stories about during grad nights, teenagers sneaking away to have sex and.
Oh yeah, just anything and everything under the sun. I think they stopped it
Yeah, it's no
grad
longer
night
there.
just
before I left.
Yeah, it sounds like it would just be a hedonistic resort for seniors. Not like seniors, but high school seniors.
Just
Ew,
busting
would
them
be
in.
hedonism.
a whole
Oh, no,
different
that's
thing.
an image I did
Hedonism-
not need in my
What?
head, Mikey. God
that
damn
is
it.
that is a lemon party, gentlemen, is what that would be.
That was Century Village.
No, that was... we need to stop talking about that. It's all fun and games until you get hit in the eye with a titty because she kicked it out of her way.
I was gonna go really dark. Okay. So along that lines, what is the most scandalous or what's the word? All right, what was a weird story that you've ever heard while you were working there?
Well, we're a part of.
Oh, well, that's another question. Because it did meet his now wife there, so.
And please use names.
Can we change names for no?
Yes, I'm Tim.
I'm Mikey.
Let's see. I have a fun one. My sister told me this one. At the time, she was working at Disney Quest. I think she picked up a few shifts at Disney Quest at Downtown Disney at the time, which is now Disney Springs. It's 5 stories of all gaming, and some lady had to ask her, "Do these stairs go up or down?"
Oh.
And she just stopped and looked at her like, hold on, did you seriously just ask me that question? And she goes, what direction do you need to go? Down. Then they go down.
But you see, a question like that would totally throw me off my game.
Oh, it threw her off a little bit, but then she composed herself, and yeah, she would ask that question: do you need to go up or down? Down. Then they go down.
See, I'd be the asshole to tell you that they'd only go up. You'd have to find another staircase.
Another set of
Welcome
stairs.
to Willy
The
Wonka.
down
They go
staircase is on the other
sideways.
side of the building.
Yes, they actually go left.
I
But
do
if you
miss
go,
Disney Quest.
if you stay on the right side of the stairs, they go down. They go up.
I do miss Disney Quest. Before we became annual pass holders and we would do the Water Parks Fun and More ticket and we get the Disney Quest entrance, we would go every time.
Yeah, but it started to smell a little bit like your average GameStop.
Well, yeah, like prepubescent desperate nerd.
That's the best description I think for that ever.
Well, unless you're on the floor where they had the food court with that shitty pizza, because then it just smelled like rotten cheese.
Yeah, there was
That
that.
really wasn't that great. No.
Florida
Well,
pizza is not that great.
But I do miss Disney
Fighting
Quest. And I can't
words.
believe they turned
Wait,
it
wait,
into-
wait.
Keep drinking now.
He froze over here when you started to sully the tradition of the Florida pizza.
Wait. A tradition
Circus,
of
circus.
Florida pizza?
Circus
No,
pizza.
we have to stop. Wait, what? You're coming from a guy who grew up in Brooklyn.
Oh, I
Nothing
can't argue
beats
with
New
that. I cannot argue with New York pizza.
But Florida pizza.
I'll have to give her credit because my mother's from New York originally. So
Okay. Yeah, Florida pizza and Florida bagels, kind of sketchy.
unless you implanted from New York into Florida and made your own shop, then yes.
That's
But
different.
Well,
other than
there
that-
are some shops that will import, because it's all about New York water. That what makes the pizza in New York and the bagels good in New York is all about the water.
I've heard that.
So
Yes.
we've heard places that they will import 55-gallon drums of New York City water to wherever they are now and make pizza and bagels with New York City water.
Please tell me that's not from the Hudson.
No.
Thank God. How many times would you have to filter that?
You would
All
still
over
be
the
filtering
Filters in the
it.
world. They'll still be filtering it.
20 years later,
Like,
we're
hey,
filtering
look at my
it.
third arm. I can eat 3 slices of pizza at one time.
God, I wish.
Although it is cleaner than it has been in the past. Mikey's seen the Hudson.
It was dark,
It's very dark.
and I've been drinking.
Well, it was a Disney cruise. What do you expect?
Like this is crazy.
Nothing. I expect nothing less. Have you got a favorite character meet you've done?
I mean, meeting so many different ones.
Because some
From
of them
my-
are more fun than others.
Yeah, I mean, from my childhood to when working there too. I mean, it's just it's kind of hard to narrow that down.
Well, then how does it differ from meeting, for instance, a princess when you're a kid to going and you work with them every day and then you go and see them, in their
It differs a
regalia?
little bit because you can still have the fun kid interaction while working there, meeting them. Like I now thinking about it, I would say Stitch. Stitch is my favorite to me because no matter who it is, they're always constantly in character, even backstage, and it's a delight. But I do have a fun story about another character backstage.
Ooh, I like backstage stories. Do tell.
Yes. Okay, so at the time working at Cast Connection, it was behind the Magic Kingdom Cast parking lot. So getting into Magic Kingdom from the Cast parking lot, you'd have to get onto a bus shuttle. They bus you into the back back tunnel. You'd get off there and then walk in and then go to your spot where you're working at. And right there at the back loading dock and the bus drop-off is also the designated smoking area for the break room.
Uh-oh.
And which is at the time I think it was behind. Yeah, it's behind Pinocchio's.
For the Charles?
Yeah. Yes, yeah. And back there, I saw at least 3 of the Disney princesses just in their knickers and just their undergarments. Okay, in the designated smoking area, and I swear I saw Cinderella standing back there. Flicking her cigarette and going, I swear, even the accent coming out of her mouth, them damn kids airtight, mate. And I was like, okay, the magic is ruined. I've been here for 2 years. Fuck it.
All right. I got a quick question. So I'm sure
I
you've
have
been to
no
Disney
answers.
a few times, like, after you left. What's one closed attraction that you wish they would bring back?
Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
Why?
It was my grandfather's favorite, and I always enjoyed it. Just the car getting kind of jerking you around a little bit, and just I always enjoyed the cartoon. So
Fair enough. Now, have you been to California?
no, I
Oh.
want to so bad.
Oh, there goes some of my other questions. So.
I know. I'm sorry.
It's
So,
all good.
so which attraction on that? Piggybacking on that question, which attraction that you wish they would close that they haven't?
To make room for Mr. Toad. Because I was going to hit him with that immediately after.
Whatever is
necessarily
sitting
make room
there
as a
that,
toad,
that,
but-
that replaced it. I don't care. No, yes. See, going this past June we went, and I finally got to go on the Seven Mines, and that was an experience.
So I take it you did not like that attraction.
No, I loved it.
Oh.
We were waiting in line for it, and it for some reason it was shut down.
No.
I know, right?
It always
A Disney ride shutting down.
Wait, was there
What?
thunder in the area?
I think within 20 miles.
So,
They
so
set
then
the
yes,
roof on
Close
fire?
enough. It's in the Atlantic Ocean. We're hearing thunder. Close it.
we have to close the ride. Sorry.
So my sister eventually just sweet talked her way to getting fast passes, and we came back, went on the ride, and the second we got off, it shut down again.
Ooh.
So it was perfect timing. I would probably say Mickey's PhilharMagic. I would get rid of that and put Mr. Toad's Wild Ride back in right there.
I like PhilharMagic, though.
I just,
It needs to be updated.
I would agree on that.
Well, I want to say they just opened it in Disneyland with an all-new digital print.
Well, then bring it over to Magic Kingdom then, damn.
It'll take 4 more years before that ever happens.
I'll wait.
I've never done it because, I don't see them in 3D, so meh.
But you just did, what is it called for the first time, too, so. Like, almost all the rides in Future World.
What?
You?
People
Future
Mover.
World? You know?
People move.
You mean
People Mover
Tomorrowland?
Yeah,
that was
Tomorrowland?
missing?
Tomorrowland.
Tomorrowland. I'm
Tomorrowland.
sorry.
Tomorrowland
Tomorrowland,
is-
Future World.
Yeah, I don't need to wear funny glasses to ride the People Mover or
Yes.
to watch
No, you just drink and then you can go on.
Yes.
somebody blow the whole neighborhood.
Drink while on it.
Well, yeah, watch somebody. No, well, that's Carousel of Progress.
I know. I wrote that
John
as
blows the whole
well.
neighborhood.
No, you
shouldn't
cannot
have
drink and watch
spoken out
Carousel of Progress. You're gonna be stepping in throw up. Trust me.
Wait, what?
If you drink and watch Carousel of Progress, you're gonna be stepping in someone's throw up because just drinking and watching that thing turn around, someone's gonna puke.
Who the hell stays awake through that now?
I do.
I do, because I want to make sure I'm not going to get dripped on by a leaky ceiling tile.
Grandparents, so they can nudge their grandchildren and say, "I remember those days."
Yeah, well, little Billy is going to say, "Hey, Grandma, want to come home and get on the Oculus like that, Grandma?"
The Oculus. No, wasn't she using a Game Boy VR?
I don't know.
The
what it
original
was.
one had her using a Game Boy VR. I remember that.
No,
it
the new
was.
one is just some futuristic face
It was
shield.
It was called Virtual Boy, by the
Oh,
way.
whatever.
Yes. No, this is just a futuristic face shield that comes down, and the TV shows whatever she's playing. And it just looks like, oh, it's Star Fox.
Pretty much.
What do you think, because you've been on the back end of Disney, what do you think people are doing wrong when they go there?
How much time do we have? I guess just normal behavior. I would say, to me, that was the biggest thing, just the way people were behaving in the parks. But we saw everything you can think of, and even just things you couldn't even think of. We probably seen it. So many.
So, what is the worst thing you saw?
Besides Cinderella with a stogie.
Yeah, well,
I think it was a Newport Mythal.
100 Newport Mental hundreds.
Well, it was Orlando, so
Yes. Where everybody smokes a menthol. I guess just not losing your temper with your expectations. People that are working there are obviously trying their best to make your experience the best ever, and just kind of just go with the flow and be easy with them. So I think that was our biggest pet peeve. I've had so many guests scream and yell that I'm just like, if you just lower your tone and just come at it at a different angle and be a little bit nicer about it, then we're gonna throw out the red carpet for you. So
In an ocean of Karens, be the Susan.
yes, yes, thank you, Mikey.
Now,
Susan.
what have you ever got a chance to sprinkle pixie dust on somebody?
Wow. What he
Take-
does
take-
in
take
his own
that
bedroom is none of our business.
I was going to say, take that any way you want
I
to.
gotta close the door more often.
is that what the kids are calling it nowadays?
I didn't say fairy dust.
What are you trying to say, Mikey?
PCP.
You can get something so much better and so much cheaper.
No, but I mean, you know, as a for instance, a kid's screaming, a mother's at her wit's end, and kid just wants this little $9 item, and mother's telling her no, and kid keeps screaming, and cast member comes over, what's going on? Kid ends with said $9 item, and no money's changed place. Is there like an allowance as a cast member, like, hey, you got this much money a day to fuck around with, or how does that work, like on the books on the back end? Because I've always wondered how that works on the back end. Like, you know, I'm not saying I've seen it happen.
I don't think I have any or heard anything like that. But just, I guess, in a situation like that, I mean, I guess would just interact with the child and just try to distract them from that situation.
But the child got the thing. Like, I watched it
I know.
happen, and the cast member gave the child the thing, and
Oh, they
then
just
gave
gave it to
another
them?
thing because there was another child.
We've heard from several cast member friends that I guess it has to be maybe a positional thing that they're allowed to certain amount throughout the day to give away certain things or make magic happen.
Okay, yeah, that would no, that would make sense if it was authorized by management.
Right.
Then yes.
But we also found out today, too, that there is a position in Disney called On the Mouse, which their sole job is to do that, is to go around and give away free magic.
Oh, God. Is there like a cap on that?
I don't know if that's your only job. I mean, we've met plaids that on their days off, or, well, they not days off, but days they don't have any specific tours booked, that's what they do. They go and pick a family and give them a plaid treatment for the day.
Or a few rides or an
I've
hour
heard
or
of that.
so.
Yes,
Right.
I've heard of that before. So, but those are very limited cast members that are organized with that.
So you weren't a plaid.
No.
Would you have... I mean, that sounds like exactly what you would like to do, I think, because you want to give the magic and make memorable experiences.
Oh yeah.
I think being a plaid would be hellacious. I'm probably the only one who thinks this way, but these are the people who spent uber-de-duber bucks.
I'll make it rain Mickey bars.
You can do that.
Mickey ice cream
You get
bars?
Coupons for Mickey ice cream bars.
Yeah. I guess Hollywood Studios had a precipitation issue last week. They had a blizzard at them.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to read
fake,
that. Hold
the
on.
fake soap.
Oh.
The fake soap erroneously
Yes, I
erupted.
remember seeing that.
Oh, the fake snow.
The fake snow, and it basically, they got a good washing on the sidewalk there. They had like 8 cast members blocking it so nobody got over there and slipped and fell.
Well, I saw
and
some
see.
pictures of some kids playing in it, so that was kind of cool.
That was probably moments before it was cut off.
Yeah. That picture hit Twitter, and Iger said, "Whoa, nope, shut it down." Which makes you
When
wonder.
doesn't Iger say shut it down?
I guarantee you they're testing for some sort of Frozen thing.
Yeah, because I was gonna say they're the Christmas parties. They never did any kind of snow
Yeah, they did.
in Hollywood Studios.
Yes, they did. During the Osborne, they used to make it
They
snow.
did, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Adam, you're probably right, because Frozen 2's gonna, what is it, about 3.5 weeks away from release? So
I think it's the big Thanksgiving movie this year.
yeah, so there's no reason they wouldn't try to do something to IP the shit out of that in all the parks. I don't know what they do.
One thing I did find that was super interesting when I was just digging through stuff, it's no longer Elsa's party, it's Minnie Mouse lighting the castle up.
Oh, so okay, that's interesting.
Very interesting.
So I don't. Maybe they do have something planned for Hollywood Studios. We just don't know, or it hasn't been announced yet.
And probably something for Frozen 2 coming out.
Electric Boogaloo.
Why don't we have reindeer Animal Kingdom?
I don't think they're the nicest animals.
Because reindeer smell better than people.
Oh Jesus.
All the more reason to have some reindeer at Animal Kingdom.
We have reindeer in Hershey.
I don't know where they
There's
could.
just 7 of them.
There's nowhere they could put them because it's not the like geographically the way Animal Kingdom's laid out.
It doesn't make sense.
Fuck it, put them over in
There's-
Dino Land.
Well, they don't even have penguins in
Again,
Animal
penguins are not in Africa.
They smell.
Oh, no. There are some penguins in South Africa.
Oh, okay.
Dude, they're penguins. They're cute, but they're angry.
Oh, speaking about animals, please, for all guests visiting Disney property, stop feeding the squirrels and the birds. Please stop doing it.
They get mean when you don't feed them, though, now.
Yes, they do.
Well, they're used to it now.
I had a duck follow me all through Animal Kingdom once.
It's like a bookie asking for your money.
Oh, it's
Got
awful.
my money?
Oh yeah.
You got my
At
money?
least
Where's my
I
money?
felt like I was back in New York.
Where's my $2? Is all I'm thinking. Right now.
Fucking great movie there, Lane.
We were sitting outside Flame Tree one time, and literally this duck was just standing at our table, just like ready, like, "Hey, give me something. I'm here."
Yeah.
No, screw you.
They live there. It's crazy.
It's just like when you're at home, you don't feed the stray animals because they just keep coming back. You don't feed the bears because they just keep coming back and raping your garbage can.
But
You don't do it.
Disney wants the cats though, because they keep the mice out, right?
But no, that's Disneyland.
I thought
They're
they
at
were like,
no, they're in Disney World too.
yeah, there's
Yeah.
a population of cats in Disney
seen a
World.
stray cat in Disney World.
You don't see them very often, but I've
They
seen
are out
one
there.
once,
I've seen
and
them at Ticket Transportation Center.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen them at Widow's Lodge, the campgrounds.
they are not personable.
No.
Well, they're feral.
They're feral.
Yes, that's some wild pussy.
Oh, Jesus.
As long as they're not Hemingway cats, that's okay.
Oh, they're creepy.
Oh, with the second thumb.
Yes.
Chuck, do you have a particular resort you prefer? Do you ever stay on property? I mean, you got family that lives down there, so I don't know if you do or not.
Oh, no. My parents are within 25, 30-minute drive. So I would stay with them. But I've stayed at a few. I would say the Animal Kingdom Lodge is my favorite.
Have you stayed at a Savannah View?
No.
Oh, it's so worth it.
It's pretty cool. Why is the Animal Kingdom, though, your favorite?
My dad used to work there for a while.
Oh, oh, okay. That's, oh,
So
What didn't he do at this
Pretty much.
point?
Right?
Wizard Food Services, so
Mostly because I would say the food. Being at
Food there is
Boma's.
really good.
Boma's was my
Boma's,
favorite.
Chico.
Chico's, oh, that was the best. You get those ribs with macaroni and cheese.
Mm-hmm.
And just slide right off. I was like,
Chico's
how much is
macaroni
this
and cheese
for?
is the best.
And they're like, well, you're getting ribs and macaroni and cheese. I'm like, okay, worth it. But Boma's, last time we were there, not this year, but last year, celebrating my mom and dad's anniversary, we went to Boma's. And, my dad used to know one of their chefs over there. We call him TJ because that's, if he was Filipino, if he had his whole name, it would take up 8 name tags. That's how long his name was. I mean, it could take up 8 whole name tags, so they just shortened it to TJ. And he came out with something, a dessert, and my dad looked at it and goes, that's not on the menu. We'd never ordered that. And he realized what it was is he went over to the little gift shop, and what he did was he took Oreos, dipped them in pancake batter, deep fried them, put them on a skewer, poured chocolate over them on a pineapple wedge, and then took Pop Rocks and threw it at it.
Why isn't this on the menu?
I don't know, but it was the greatest.
You had me until you got the Pop
damn
Rocks.
things
It
ever.
is
The Pop Rocks you didn't know until you put it in your mouth and go, what is, oh, that's Pop Rocks.
Yeah, that was me when I ate the Star Wars dish. So
That's
now,
diabetes on a stick.
I have a question.
Worth it.
What is your all-time favorite restaurant in Disney? And then I have a follow-up to this.
There's only one right answer.
To the few I've been to, I like Casey's.
Fair enough.
That was not the right answer.
It's my right answer.
Hey, that's all that matters. How do you feel about them introducing alcohol into the Magic Kingdom as a cast member?
It's not going to change anything. We're just going to have more disgruntled people.
Okay, that's fair.
But other than that, I'm fine with it. I like it. I mean, it stretches it out from just food and wine at Epcot. It stretches it out to all the other parks. So I don't have a problem with it.
Do you think the way they would roll it out to 2 carts, would it be strictly beers the first while before they have any like mixed drinks? Because Adventureland is begging for some type of mixed drink.
I can see a mixed drink, especially involving Dole Whip.
The Dole Whip with rum.
Oh,
Adventureland is begging for that.
But they never do that right. Because they don't mix it with the rum.
Yeah.
They just put rum on top or rum on the
I
bottom.
get that, but the first day it goes live in Adventureland, they will run out of Dole Whip.
They run... I don't think so, because it's in other places throughout the park that doesn't run out.
Well, I'm just saying. Okay, maybe I was being a little exaggeratory. Is that
You?
a word it is now?
No.
I'm just saying, people would buy. I would buy it.
But
If
just
I was
for,
able to
but
take you
you're paying
backstage,
like $12
really?
for a shot, literally a shot, just poured on top of a Dole Whip.
I like Dole Whips.
I like them too, but I'm not paying like the upcharge is for a shot.
But the downside is you got to go sit down for a meal to get booze.
To get what?
Booze. I said
Okay.
booze.
I keep
Alcohol.
on thinking you say boobs. I hear boobs.
Maybe.
Boobs and booze.
I prefer to have both of them while seated.
They mix well.
Do they?
I'm sure I had other... Oh, Chuck.
Yes.
What's up with Ariel?
What?
That's Mikey's bag.
I need you to elaborate on that, please.
How big are the clams, realistically?
Are we talking?
I know they're not a seashell.
You want to know why we can't have nice things? This is why we can't have nice things.
Yeah, and you wonder where your son gets his dad jokes from.
Yeah.
I actually didn't have that planned until I started.
No comment.
So what's the like? All right. So did you get to work a lot of the special parties?
No. I did do. Cast Connection would have special sale events. We'd have tent sales out in the Epcot parking lot
Ooh.
where they would do the bus training at the time.
Oh wait! At the same time as the tent sales are going on?
No.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately. That would be. I don't think
That'd be
he's
a
gonna
little
make
weird.
that turn just right. Oh crap! Here he comes.
That would be kind of like, oh, it's really cheap, but you're playing with your life. It's your choice.
This is how we train the new drivers.
And see which cast members survive.
Those events would be brands making new merchandise for the Cast Connection price, but you can actually bring guests with you.
Ooh. Do they still do
Those-
that?
I don't believe they do them anymore.
it.
I'm not for sure exactly, but working those was fun and also a nightmare at the same time because it's outside, it's Florida, and you've got these wires below your feet in maybe 1.5 feet of water while it's raining. So
I'm going to say probably not 1.5 feet.
2 feet? There's a lot of water, trust me.
Hey, I just ran through 2 feet of mud.
My pants were soaked all the way up to about my knees.
He did.
The last one I think I did was the Celebration 6 Star Wars convention at the convention center in Orange County. That was a lot of fun.
I do want to go to one of those. eventually.
Why is it called Celebration 6? I mean, would the next one be Celebration 7?
Correct. Wow.
At the
That's
time, it was Celebration 6. So, but we had our own. We had two queues or 2 spots reserved. One was for merchandise, and the other one was for these special name tags. I should have brought one for you. That we would make, and we have an engraving machine. Is you'd write down your name, and then you get to pick a planet that you'd want for where you were from, and it would print it out in, I believe,
Erdobash.
yes.
They're doing that at Galaxy's Edge.
But that's where we started it at, and I think I've got at least 4. I think I know I've got one name tag that says Chuck Norris.
Nice.
Yes, but those were going really fast, and then of course we were stuck right next to the Legos. Doing that.
Oh, everybody buying the Millennium Falcons.
Yes, Millennium Falcons, X-wings, anything and everything that they had. It was going fast, and the Slave Leias.
Oh, well, those
Walking
always go
around.
fast.
No, just walking around.
Oh, well.
The Slave Leias walking
Yes,
around.
those always go fast.
I felt like I was at a porn convention.
Yeah.
And some of them, I'm just like, that's a dude. But he's pulling it off. That's a dude.
He has a beard, but that's okay.
Look, there's one Lando Calrissian, and he's actually black.
If you can work any attraction besides Jungle Cruise, because that's always the answer, what would you work? Which attraction would you work? Like your ultimate dream one.
Either Rock and Roller Coaster, or at the time, would have been the Great Movie Ride.
Fair enough. Why Rock and Roller Coaster though? I can guess why the Great Movie Ride because you get the interaction with the guests and all that. But
Yeah.
why Rock and Roller? Why Rock and Roller Coaster? Rock and Roller Coaster.
Ibbity, 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 ibbity.
to a 5-year-old.
Walk and roll.
Rock and Roller Coaster.
I'm at home with my 5-year-olds right now. That's great. I like Aerosmith. I like the queue walking through at the time, and that was one of my favorite rides there. And also going on it with the lights on was exciting and terrifying.
I was going to say that one would probably be more terrifying with the lights on than when they shut the lights off on other rides.
Oh, I
Like
could
Space
totally disagree with that.
Space
Lights
Mountain with
off,
the lights
spa-
on is terrifying.
Space Mountain with all the lights off, extremely terrifying.
Yeah. I almost lost a hat one time on Rock and Roller Coaster. Lucky enough, somebody 4 spots back caught it.
Somebody caught my hat on Splash Mountain.
Nice.
And then sent it back to me.
Look, I got a prize. That's
Yeah,
mine.
Damn it.
Listen, if I was wearing a hat and it flew off and someone else caught it, I would be totally happy if they didn't give it back to me because that's on them.
Okay,
Also,
so now
I don't have head lice, so it's cool.
What would be your least favorite job to do? Like if you had to choose a job at Disney, but it was your least, like the last thing you ever wanted to do, what would that be?
Crowd control.
Yes.
Is that just the people who run around with the rolls of masking tape and tell you to get back?
Yes. You
Or the wands,
have to
little-
have a very stiff spine to do that, to tell somebody, get back. And you have to have a stern voice. You just have to get back now.
My wife could do it.
Yes.
Any
Your wife-
mother with more than 3 children can do it. 'Cause just looking at somebody with the determination of, you're going to do it.
Yeah, Stephanie could totally do crowd control because
I
you know
agree.
what? Everybody needs a manager. That's her favorite thing to say.
You have to have a trash picker with you at all times to be a manager.
Do you really?
No, but if you see somebody walking around with nice slacks and a nice shirt and a trash picker, that's a manager.
Yeah,
we've
that
seen
I
that.
knew.
Hey, I was like, there's one. Hey, Steve. There's an art to that, too, without using a trash picker. Because
What do you
we
mean
could
there's an
not
art?
stop and pick up trash. We had to keep moving while picking it up.
Wait, so you couldn't just
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
Well, they wanted us constantly, just while you're walking through, if you see a piece of trash, just, casually just kind of like scoop it up and keep going, put it in a trash receptacle that you find closest, and just keep going.
So how would you? But you couldn't stop.
Not really. No, you just kind of slow down enough, and then just lean over, and then just scoop it up with either your right or left hand, obviously, and then just keep going. There's a certain flow to it. I obviously talking
You
about
see,
it
I
is
would end up
difficult
falling
than
down.
seeing it. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would
it's
end up
stopping and
falling
getting in trouble.
down.
It's so you appear nonchalant.
Yes.
So you can keep up the mystique that there's no trash in Disney.
exactly, or gum.
So how many people have you seen faceplant trying to do that sweep in, grab,
At least
and walk?
5 times.
How many times have you personally fallen trying to do the sweep and grab and walk?
Once. But nobody saw it, I think.
So you mentioned your sister was a character handler.
My wife.
Wife, sister. It's Arkansas. Chuck.
I was just gonna say it, but I was behaving.
Everybody I've ever seen at Disney that wasn't an actual character has to wear that the dual holsters with water bottles on it. Was that a thing when you were there? Like even
Yes.
working
It's
in
hot.
retail, you have to have your that's just always been something that always fascinates me when I see the cast members hustling around and they've always got that Disney issued little holster hanging off their belt with water bottle in it. I don't know why that always fascinates me, but it's just that it's always there.
It's Florida. It's hot as hell. We have to stay hydrated.
No, I get it. It's just
But yeah, I mean, it's kind of inconvenient because you have that on one side, and it's just like almost tilting you because it's there.
not if you drink it,
It's still there.
then it goes away.
No, it's still there.
The weight goes away a little bit.
But it flings around and it slaps you around a little bit.
You're kidding. Can't you see I'm kicking my ass?
And I'm not using any feet.
All right, so I have a question because I've got this theory, and we're gonna just debunk it right now.
Oh no.
Characters that aren't obviously a dude are most of them women.
Yes.
Okay.
For height reasons.
Yes.
Mickey Mouse is almost always a girl.
Donald Duck is almost always a girl, and they actually removed Donald from the park for a little while because she was getting trampled.
And yeah, just it's mostly just comes down to if you fit the description of the height for that character, then most women do fit that than men do.
So when
Well-
Tigger leaned into my ear and purred,
Oh, sweetheart, you know you enjoyed that.
I did.
Oh,
That's
sweetheart,
why we're
you know
talking
that
about
wasn't
this
me.
right now.
Well, Goofy's usually a man because of his height.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, the taller ones they get there are men. So I always got that question all the time. Somebody would find out. Oh, you worked at Disney? Were you Goofy or Tigger? No,
Do they not look at you closely enough?
I know I'm tall. I'm 6'1".
Oh, so you could have been Goofy.
I don't think he could have pulled off Goofy.
No, I can't pull off Goofy. I think a tad shorter than what the requirements would be.
So, I'm guessing when you worked
I went to
there,
high school with Stitch.
Oh, that's cool.
how was she? I'm guessing.
Yes, it was a
Okay. Yeah, well, I mean,
she made the mistake of putting her picture in the yearbook.
As
as-
Stitch?
Yes.
And
Well,
she didn't get in
same-
trouble
At
for
the time,
that?
that was kind of a no-no.
I was just
Yeah,
going to say,
yeah.
it's still a no-no from what I understand.
Yeah, so.
Wait, she was Stitching in high school?
Yeah.
She must have killed that training and audition.
Yeah, she did gymnastics, so.
Well, I mean, Stitch doesn't do gymnastics, but
Have you seen some of the Stitches move around?
Yeah, I
They
have.
can move it.
I have. I saw Stitch at Ohana's, and that's my complete interaction with Stitch. And I saw Mickey Mouse there, and Mickey Mouse straight ran over some 3-year-old toddler because kid came out of Mickey's line of sight, and Mickey was walking, and boom, that kid flew. It was great.
I think the worst one to costume-wise for that would be Mike Wazowski, trying to get in and out of that costume.
That must be hell. I couldn't even imagine.
You've got to.
That's a small costume.
It is a small costume. You've got to contort your body a certain way to get in it, and then you have to have help. It takes I think 2 people just to put it on you.
I
you
think
know what?
Baymax would be super uncomfortable too.
No, I think Baymax would be comfortable because it's like all that air blowing around you.
Yeah.
It's not blowing around you. It's kind of, I would guess, pressure against you.
I didn't notice if there was a constant hum of a fan maintaining inflation, but I imagine it. I think it would be like any of
it would
those
have to be.
Halloween costumes you see.
Yeah, I think it would have to be because you can't. I don't think it could be completely sealed because it'd be just built up of carbon dioxide in there. And
Well, the headpiece is
Asphyxiate
the headpiece is different than the rest of the body was.
It is, and they've got time limits of how long they're out.
So they can be
blinks
pumping
and it
one
should
up in the back while fluffing one up in the back while the other one's on stage.
Yeah. Yeah, so they'd switch. There'd be about maybe a 5 to 10 minute period between switching.
just hold your breath for 10 minutes and you'll be okay.
Right. No, just going from one character to and then switching out to the next one coming out.
So that's why they can go have their cigarette in the smoke area.
Yeah, right.
Or just go back and get fluffed some more.
There you go.
Kids.
I won't need 5 minutes, don't worry.
What was
No, Mikey, you're being generous. It's more like 2.
what was the teddy bear from Toy Story?
Lotso.
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 I've heard Lotso was really hot in that costume. I mean, just being in that in that thing was just like you'd lose a few pounds in a day.
Well, then Sully has to be pretty hot too.
Yes, I keep forgetting about something. I actually have my own 15-year plaque, and I never
Oh, so-
worked there for 15 years.
Oh, nice.
Wait,
You've
what?
never worked there for 15 years?
No, see, here's the funny thing: is I'm the 3rd, my dad's the 2nd. They accidentally put the 3rd on his 15-year plaque, so I've been there for 15 years, and only worked 9 and a half.
There you go. That works.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
And before I was legally allowed to even work there.
Well, on that note, I want to say real quick, Chuck's on here not just because he knows me, but because he joined our Facebook group. And he said, "Hey, I got some stories to tell." And I said, "Hey, let's hear them." So, listen, if you're listening to this and you haven't joined up on our Facebook group, please get on Facebook and just do a search for the number 3 sheets to the mouse. Come join and come be a part of it, and come get involved with the banter and share with us your Disney stories and maybe what you prefer to drink when you're at Disney, and just basically be part of the community. So please come join us and answer all 3 questions. We're going to start wrapping things up here tonight. I want to say, if you haven't bought your Droid Story shirt to wear on your next trip to Batuu, get over there at the magicalmeltdown.com and link over to our teepublic page and grab that, because you're going to be missing out if you don't, because cast members love that, and they really love the Death Bucket shirt because it just seems to be problem after problem with the gondolas. So check out the magicalmeltdown.com. Hey, Adam, you got any closing remarks as we sign off?
Well, I don't have a closing remarks, but I have a whole bunch of housekeeping.
Okay, well, let's keep some house then. I'm glad I
so-
started with you.
First and foremost, good luck to everybody running this weekend, because it's Wine and Dine weekend. So good luck to all you runners out there. Hope you do well. Hope you finish. Want to see some medals on the page come Sunday. We have Dopey coming up in just over 2 months. So those of you who are training, good luck with all that running. We have the Ra sign up coming up this Sunday. If it's something you want to do, I'm thinking about starting it probably about 10 or 11, depending on what time I wake up from my hangover. So it's going to be first come, first serve, one person per day. I'm not going to be crazy about it this time and get myself or neurotic and have too many people on one day. It got really too hectic last year. If you don't know what RA is, you can look up their instructions on the page. I think I pinned the post, but I'm not positive. I'll check that after we log off tonight. And our next sheet up is in November. Something really big planned that has not been announced yet. We just got confirmation. We just put down the deposit. So keep your eyes peeled. Something big's coming up.
Fifth Gate.
No, I don't think we can get a
Not quite.
deposit for that.
All right, Tim, what do you got for closers?
I wanted to thank Chuck for joining us tonight and giving us good insight into what it was like to be a cast member. And if you guys have any questions that we didn't think of to ask Chuck, feel free to ask. He may not answer in the group, but feel free to ask.
I'll try to my best of my ability to answer. I can't promise anything.
Yeah, we can't really do a Reddit AMA style thread underneath the show when it gets posted, but that would be the best place to throw any comments back. I'm sure Chuck will be hanging out there to see what gets. I'll tag him in there so he'll get notifications out the ass.
I'm getting a new phone after this now, thanks.
New phone, who dis?
New phone, new Facebook, who dis?
Every time. Well, I guess I want to throw it over there to Chuck. I mean, you know, what have you got for as far as your closing remarks to send us home here, sweetheart?
Also, if you want to, if you have anything you want to promote, or if you want people to reach out to you on Facebook, feel free to add that as well.
Yeah, if anybody has any questions or want to know anything else, hit me up. That's fine. I'll try to answer whatever I can come up with. So
you don't have anything to promote? You don't have any movies coming out or a TV show or anything like that?
I'm just
well,
trying
I
to
got a
be
new show
polite,
coming out on
Mikey.
Netflix right now. Drops tomorrow on Friday. It's no, not really, not at all.
I'm just trying to be
We got the
polite.
show on NBC. It's called Chuck. Maybe you heard of it?
Oh my gosh, I remember
They
that show.
stole that.
Well,
from
yeah,
me.
it had Eugene from.
I lost millions on that.
All right. Well, my closing remarks are just going to be thank you for listening, and we appreciate it. And I want to thank everybody out there that is active in our groups, follows us on Instagram and on the Twitter. It's at 3 Sheets Podcast. We're trying to get that launched back up and keep rolling with it to get you guys more photographs because more content because we've neglected it, and we're putting together an effort to move that forward. And before I sign off here, I want to just end this with a quick toast to all you listeners out there. May you never go to hell, but always be on your way. Good night, folks.
Cheers.
Yeah, Mazel Tov.
L'chaim.
And thank you.